And as Hambali hung from the crossbar, his weight caused the entire structure to tilt forward.
There's no way you died because of your weight. There's absolutely no way you died because of your weight. You died because of your weight? The most painful high school deaths ever.
Braden Bomb. School is supposed to be a safe place.
True.
A place where kids learn, play, and grow.
True.
But sometimes, the most mundane, everyday objects can become instruments of death. And sometimes,
what do you mean by
the
that?
most painful deaths are the ones that happen in the blink of an eye.
What do you mean by
during
that?
something as innocent as a gym class. In April 2023, Braden Bomb, a 16-year-old sophomore at Cheney High School in Washington, was in his fourth period PE class. He was a popular, athletic kid, the kind of teenager who was always full of life. On this particular Thursday afternoon, he was running, just like any other day.
Any other day.
Then he tripped. He fell forward and his face collided with a metal goalpost. But it wasn't a simple bump on the head.
Whoa.
The first responders who arrived at the scene were met with a horrific sight.
Whoa.
Braden had been impaled through the eye. The force of the fall had driven a part of the goalpost into his eye socket.
Please do not tell me he died because of a rock. Please tell me he didn't die because of a rock. Please. Yo, no way he died because of a rock.
Causing a catastrophic injury that the fire chief later described as not sustainable with life. His classmates watched in horror as school staff and paramedics rushed to his side, desperately trying to stabilize him. He was unconscious, his life hanging by a thread. He was rushed to Providence Sacred Heart Medical Center, but there was nothing they could do.
Damn.
Braden Bomb died from his injuries.
Damn.
The school and the community were plunged into mourning. A GoFundMe was set up to help his family with funeral costs. The death was ruled a tragic freak accident, but it's a story that sticks with you. The image of a teenager running and laughing one second and impaled on a goalpost the next.
Damn.
It's a brutal reminder that even in the safest of places, death can be waiting in the most unexpected and painful of ways. Muhammad Hambali Sumafi. Kids will be kids. They'll run,
True.
Jump,
True.
Climb on things they're not supposed to.
True. And the fact that this is so true, we all did it before. You did it. I did it. You did it. You did it. You did it. We all did it.
But what happens when a moment of playful rebellion turns deadly? When a simple act of fun ends in a crushed skull?
Yo.
On the morning of April 24th, 2017, Muhammad Hambali Sumafi, a 13-year-old student at Geylang Methodist Secondary School in Singapore, was in his gym class. He was a friendly, active kid who loved to play football. On this day, during a break in the game, he did something that thousands of kids do every day, all over the world. He jumped up and grabbed the crossbar of the metal soccer goal, hanging from it with a grin on his face.
Okay, that's pretty normal.
But this wasn't a permanent, anchored goal. It was a movable one. And as Hambali hung from the crossbar, his weight caused the entire structure to tilt forward.
There's no way you died because of your weight. There's absolutely no way you died because of your weight. You died because of your weight?
Then the goal tipped over. The heavy metal frame came crashing down right on top of Hambali's head. He was knocked unconscious instantly.
Yo.
Paramedics arrived and tried to resuscitate him, but his head injuries were too severe. He was rushed to the hospital, but he was pronounced dead shortly after arrival.
Bro, imagine dying because of your weight. Yo, that's probably one of the craziest things.
A moment of innocent fun had turned into a fatal accident. The police classified his death as unnatural and launched an investigation. The school field was closed.
Is that his blood? This is literally his blood.
The school's principal called it a tragedy. And it was. But it was also a preventable one. The incident sparked a nationwide debate in Singapore about the safety of movable goalposts and the need for proper anchoring.
Finally.
It's a story that's both heartbreaking and of a piece of equipment that wasn't properly secured. He died because he was being a kid. And that's a tragedy that should never happen. Kendrick Johnson. This next case is one of the most bizarre, controversial, and deeply disturbing school deaths you will ever hear about.
What happened to Kendrick?
It's a story that involves a rolled-up gym mat, a missing shoe, and a
Whoa.
family that refuses to believe the official story.
Why they looking at me like I'm the problem? It wasn't me. Why are you looking at me like I'm the problem? It wasn't me.
January 11th, 2013, at Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia, students in the gymnasium noticed something strange.
What's the strange?
A pair of socks sticking out of the top of a large, rolled-up wrestling mat that was standing upright in a corner.
That is pretty strange.
When they looked closer, they made a horrifying discovery.
Like what?
Inside the mat, wedged upside down, was the body of 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson.
Kendrick, how in the world this happened?
The official investigation concluded that Kendrick's death was a freak accident. The theory was that he had thrown his shoes into the center of the mat, and then, while trying to retrieve them, he fell in head first and got stuck.
Okay, if you got stuck, I'm pretty sure you can move around in there so you could unstuck yourself. Cause if it was me, I ain't gonna lie, I'm moving myself. I ain't about to be stuck in there. What you think I look like?
Unable to breathe due to positional asphyxia, he suffocated. It's a plausible, if bizarre, explanation, but Kendrick's family never bought it. They believed he was murdered. They pointed to inconsistencies in the investigation.
Okay, no offense, but why does the mom look like that? No offense, but why does she look like that?
To missing surveillance footage, to the fact that Kendrick's body showed signs of a struggle. They hired their own private pathologist, who concluded that Kendrick had died from blunt force trauma.
Blunt force trauma.
The family filed a series of lawsuits against the school and local law enforcement.
Finally, somebody did a lawsuit. Imagine you send your kid to school, right? Lily lally, day pass by, right? You go pick up your son, turns out he passed away. What you mean he passed away? My son passed away? Oh no, instant lawsuit.
A massive cover-up. They even accused two brothers, the sons of a local FBI agent, of killing Kendrick. The case became a national media sensation, a flashpoint for racial tensions in the small Georgia town. The Department of Justice opened its own investigation, but ultimately, no charges were ever filed. The official cause of death remains accidental asphyxiation, but the questions linger. How does a 17-year-old athlete get stuck in a gym mat and die?
Nah, facts though. Bro, I'm 17, and if I got stuck in a gym mat, I'm not dumb enough to be stuck in a position. If it was me, I would have moved around, I would have flipped around, I would have did something, I would have screamed, I would have screamed so loud, boy.
Was it a freak accident? Or was it something more sinister? We may never know for sure. But what we do know is that Kendrick Johnson went to school one day and ended up dead, rolled up in a gym mat.
Oh my gosh.
And that's a fact that is as unbelievable as it is tragic. The Chennai chemist. Some
What in the
kids are
world?
jocks, some are artists, and some are nerds. The ones who love science, who are fascinated by how the world works, who spend their free time reading textbooks and dreaming of Nobel Prizes. This is a story about one of those kids. A kid whose passion for science led to his own, very painful, death. In March 2024, a 17-year-old student in Chennai, India, was at home, doing what he loved most,
Okay.
chemistry experiments.
Okay.
He was a bright kid, a student in his final year of high school, with a deep academic interest in the subject. But he wasn't in a state-of-the-art lab with proper safety equipment. He was in his own house, improvising, mixing chemicals he had managed to...
Yeah, you see, bro, now, if you mixing chemicals and stuff, bro, you're just doing too much, bro. You don't even have experience, or you can mixing chemicals just trying to see stuff. You're the cause that you die, because you want to be Mr. Nerd over here and trying to figure out stuff, what to do.
We don't know exactly what he was trying to make. A firework? A small rocket? Whatever it was, it went horribly wrong.
Horribly.
The chemicals he was mixing suddenly exploded.
Ooh.
The blast was so powerful that it blew out a wall of his house and caused the asbestos sheet roof to collapse on top of him.
No way.
He was killed instantly, crushed by the debris of his own makeshift lab.
Like, think about it real quick. Think about it. Please think about it. Imagine coming back from work, you see a big hole in your house, and then you see that your kid is dead because he want to be a nerd and try to learn science and fiction and stuff like that.
Police and forensic experts arrived. They found a scene of utter devastation. A collapsed room, shattered glass, and the chemical residue of a science project that had turned into a bomb. The
Yo.
police registered a case of unnatural death and launched an investigation to determine exactly what chemicals had caused the explosion. It's a tragic, cautionary tale, a story about a kid who was too smart for his own good, whose curiosity outpaced his understanding of the dangers he was dealing with.
Literally.
He wasn't a troublemaker, he was a scientist in the making. But his passion, his drive to learn and experiment, ended up costing him his life. He died in a cloud of smoke and rubble.
It's not his fault though. At least he died of what he loved doing though. It's not his fault though.
Of his own brilliant and ultimately fatal curiosity. The Girl in the Gate. This last story is about a death that is so bizarre, so uniquely Japanese, that it's almost hard to believe it's real.
Not facts.
It's a story about a schoolgirl, a bicycle, and a heavy automated gate that became a medieval torture device.
No way. No way.
In the mid-2010s, at a high school in the Hyogo prefecture of Japan, there was a very strict rule. You had to be on time.
Is it just me or I hate that type of school policy, bro? What do you mean I have to be there at a certain time? What do you mean I gotta be there at a certain time? Whoever made that rule, you gotta be stupid. You just gotta be stupid. Because if I live like an hour away or it's traffic or whatever, what do you mean I gotta be there at a certain time?
And to enforce this rule, the school had a massive, heavy, metal sliding gate that closed automatically at a precise time every morning.
Oh my gosh.
One morning, a young schoolgirl, often referred to in online deep dives as Dyoko, was running late.
Okay.
She was riding her bicycle, wearing her helmet, pedaling as fast as she could to beat the gate. She was just seconds away.
Oh my gosh,
she could
please
see
don't.
the gate starting
Please
to close. And she made a fatal decision. She decided to try and squeeze through. She didn't make it. A massive
Why did he say it like that? She didn't make it.
She didn't make it.
What do you mean? She didn't make it. Yeah, bro, she didn't make it, bro.
The massive multi-ton gate slid shut, trapping her and her bicycle between the gate and the fence post.
Yo.
The force was so immense that it crushed her, killing her instantly.
Jesus Christ.
A later police reconstruction of the accident showed that the force of the gate was so powerful that it completely shattered her helmet.
Bro, do you know how strong a helmet is? Like, generally, do you know how strong a helmet is? If a gate crushed a helmet, that means that gate was on some drugs.
For no protection at all. Her death was a horrifying and completely preventable tragedy. A court later ruled that the school was negligent. The teachers should have known that students would try to race the gate.
Facts.
They should have had a safety coordinator present. They should have had a gate with a safety sensor. But
True.
They didn't. And a young girl paid the price for their negligence.
No way.
It's a story that's almost too absurd to be real. A girl crushed to death by a school gate, all because she was trying to avoid being marked as late.
Bro, that's probably like one of the stupidest rule. Wait, did I just say stupidest? I bet to say stupid. That's probably one of the stupidest. Yo, I keep saying stupidest. I can't say stupid. I just said it though. Alright, YouTube, that's the end of the video. If y'all boys did enjoy that video, make sure y'all boys like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notification, feel me? I will be dropping every day. I genuinely appreciate each and one of you guys for all the love and support, bro. Y'all been showing me so much love, bro, and it's actually crazy, bro. Thank y'all once again. I catch y'all boys in the next video. Yeah.